See this game? Very addictive.
That's like one of them pinball games.
It's kind of like that. This Saturday we in Barataria with a family day and a all fours competition. So you know how to be there. As you miss the curry cube. No, but Sharon sent and buy a set of roti. Tell her thanks for that for me, please. I thanked her, but you could
sing a song for me, Brian?
Brian London. Sorry. Share the video, people. We're going in a minute or two. Good morning.
Yeah, the live version.
It's only the live version there, but it's a real. It's a good song to listen to. Because if every race in Trinidad and Tobago feel like they don't belong in Trinidad and Tobago, who benefited from Trinidad and Tobago?
That's all of them go for people like me who mix.
You feel like you belong in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, apart I mix, I understand.
No, I understand that, but do you feel like you belong here? Because if nobody feel like they belong here, where will patriotism come from?
And we all have to join the army then. One we feel bound to find patriotism.
A short version.
2 minutes, we're ready.
I'm changing mic from here. Take mic 3.
Take this mic?
Sorry.
No problem. The mic or the mic stand, everything?
Not everything. Take everything.
Sorry, Kevin. And then they say Kevin.
Alright people, we are back. Kevin has some news for you.
Yeah. I always have something to say about in this case. Well, Saturday is 7th of July. That is this Saturday. It is going to be Kabuki's Red. That's right. 4 lucky ticket holders can be winners of premium alcoholic beverages indeed. And of course, with boarding at the breakfast at 11 p.m. sharp. And of course, remember, Kabuki class is permanent. Yeah.
Okay, good morning, Philip. How are you today?
That is the shortest introduction I have ever gotten in the... How much years we doing this now?
I don't know.
Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Kevin MP the Freitas. Good morning.
Mr. Half Pint.
Hey. Stick a pin in the middle of my good morning to the listeners, the loyal listeners of 104. Good morning.
Half Pint, Alexander.
Good morning to the followers on social media. You see where they're coming from today? Aye, between...
We discussed this Sunday already.
I like Christ. What they say, a rose between two thorns this morning. All right, we're going in. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to all the listeners on 104.7. Good morning to all the beautiful people who called into that radio show I was on Monday night. 100% of the callers were encouraging and supportive, and it shocked me because I thought that going on an overtly political station, 102,
Oh, Lord.
I would guard Christopher, and God set me up for the kill, and he said he opening the lines. I said, well, they will finish me off. 100% of the callers. And I mean, people like Kingsley and Mackie Padmore calling and supporting, that sent shockwaves through Balize House, because people in this country fed up now, Robert. They're just fed up. They can't come to terms with a country this badly mismanaged. You saw the news today that the math scores the lowest since 2010 in SEA.
I didn't see it, but before we talk about the lowest, I think we need to spend a little time in saying to those young people who you have already spoken and said that from your point of view, this thing should be eliminated.
Absolutely.
I want to wish them all the best in their future endeavors. I want to congratulate all of those, irrespective of where you are.
Every child of Trinidad and Tobago is a beautiful child, full of future, full of promise, regardless of where they put you in this failed education system that we have right now that we're tolerating. We promise you that you have all the potential to be anything that you want to be.
That's
Greatness is inherent in each and every
Don't be
person.
disappointed as
Not
a
at
child
all.
because you didn't get to your first choice. You know, when I had signed up, if I'm not mistaken, in those days I was going to Rosary Boys. I think I had put CIC, QRC, and Fatima. Didn't get my first choice.
All of them is first choice schools. That's the thing about it.
I didn't get my second choice. I didn't get my third choice. But what was very strange, the headmaster of Rosary Boys at that time was a guy called Malcolm Burns, if I'm not mistaken. I get looks for Malcolm Burns, eh?
Malcolm Burns is the guy from Simpson.
So we're trying to say.
Stay on.
So I get feather duster. I get 3 strokes
Right.
in the office of the headmaster, in them they used to call him, right? And my associate in crime got 25
Strokes?
strokes.
Jesus Christ.
25.
Talk about child abuse.
Philip Joseph.
What they beat him with?
Feather duster, them Chinese feather duster, a long time.
What is that Chinese feather duster? What are you talking about?
I'm not sure
The
myself.
long broom like this that you hold with the hand with the feathers on it.
Which side they get in lash with the feather?
No.
25 lashes.
You know Waco, right?
Robert?
The movie Waco, or the show called Waco. Where they have a special thing in Waco, you know. They used to put in a boot and put your buttocks through a hole.
It's not like a Japanese show.
And he used
That
to
sound
beat
like-
you.
that sound like-
but only too young, only too young.
that
All right,
sound-
okay, let me forget.
I'll take the too young. I'll take the too young. I'll take the too
Hey,
young.
but by the way, congratulations to you too, boy.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's
Much
true.
Manager,
appreciated.
producer, boy.
Much appreciated. Stay on point. I find this trainers run up this track regular. You was making up points. Stay on
Producer
point.
sequel.
Lord have
Many years
mercy.
ago, that's all right.
I was safe on God, Christopher Shaw.
Hold on. So anyhow, and who's my friend that thought? Remind me.
You was getting licks for not getting your first, second, or third because we was
No, I
talking.
didn't get licks for that. I was just saying, I think a deviation. So anyhow, I didn't get the first 3 choices. My father became very concerned and he went to the school. And he says, "What? How come?
How's that possible?
How is this
My
so?"
child is brilliant.
When they check the records, believe it or not, I am not able to authenticate this because my father is dead and gone. But eventually, they said, okay, we send him to Belmont Intermediate. Okay? At that stage, we were living in Picton Street. And my father had already spoken to somebody. I don't know who he spoke to. When they said they'll send me to Belmont Intermediate. I got a medal, from the school, I don't know what happened in the medal. I was so young, I didn't take care of those things. Eventually, I ended up going to Tranquility. Eventually. The point I'm making is that the school does not make the
Absolutely
student.
not. And I want
That's the message I want
But I
to
want to
send to
underscore
young
that.
people
But I want to
also.
underscore that. I'll tell you why. Last week or the week before, I went and I sat down in Fatima College grounds in the stands they have there. And I'm sitting in the grounds and I'm filming Fatima College. I say, this is a prestige school. So I'm viewing Fatima College across the field,
Yeah.
across Mokorapo Road,
Right.
Fatima College. And I'm saying this is in the top 5 schools in Trinidad and Tobago. This is a prestige school. This is the school every parent want their child to get into. And then I turn around 180 degrees and I pan the camera. This is Mokorapo Junior Secondary.
Oh, yes, it's right there next door.
This is the avowed worst school in Trinidad and Tobago, separated by a wall, a field, and a street. And I want to know, how is it possible that we could have cheek and jowl with each other, a prestige school and the worst school in Trinidad and Tobago? What makes one prestige and the other one the worst school in Trinidad and Tobago?
The name.
You start with the name.
Teachers,
Robert, you're
there is
correct.
a difference.
Because if
It's
you
just the name.
if you dig around in this too much, you expose the nastiness of our country, Robert. Our country is the nicest place in the world when it comes to things like this, And a lot of those children who get consigned, sentenced to Mokorapo, because you don't see nobody parent posting on Facebook, "Yay, my child Mokorapo."
All right,
You will see
let me interrupt.
Fatima, St. Joseph, holy
Is
name.
that prestige school, young boy?
Is that prestige
Let
school?
me-
young
No,
boy?
no.
Prestige school,
Listen
young boy.
to me. It's a lot to do with the teachers and what is happening, and maybe perhaps even the parents. Because I did not go to a prestige school. I went to a college, but it was not one of the considered prestige
Kevin, everything
schools.
you're saying, you're correct.
And if you go into Trinity, that's where I went, versus going to St. Mary's, your life is going to be different.
Okay, and why?
Because I remember way back when I was given the offer by cousins here, who when I had family here, they guarantee I would get in St. Mary's if I go and do common entrance over. And I wonder to this day, if they were going to put my name down on that special list to get it because I would have gotten into, and life would be completely different if I had gone to St. Mary's.
But Kevin, that is reprehensible, and I'll tell you why. You cannot have an education system built on 20,000 children doing an exam every year, and the best places go to 1,000 children because
they have friends, family, and they have money.
All it says, and let me tell you where it gets nasty. If you do a snapshot of the demographics that go into first year Mokorapo and a snapshot of the demographic that go into first year Fatima, it is not representative of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
so are we saying that the darker your skin, the stupider the child?
No.
Kevin, that's what our education system says. Robert Amar, are you brighter if you're lighter?
No.
Robert Amar, if your hair straighter, are you greater?
No.
Robert Amar, I want to ask Kevin the Freitas. I'm not on bullshit
would
today.
like to
I ain't laughing and I ain't joking about this.
I want to hear the answer to the question.
Kevin, answer the
The
question.
prestige schools have changed. It's not Fatima anymore.
Is what?
The international school.
Yeah, but still,
these are the prestige schools
and
now.
watch me.
That's
So that's money. That's
Okay.
money.
So
That's money. But I ask you
take
this.
Take a 10-second look.
5
How
billion.
come the school that won the 2 highest awards is not one of the prestige schools?
They're not relying on prestige to do something.
And that is the same
But-
point that I think that's
but-
the
As
meaning.
I said,
But
teachers,
exactly.
the teachers and the parents.
Robert
make the
Amar,
difference in a school.
let's ask this question. If 100% of the children who did SEA this year, if 100% of them had gotten 100%, because there are 2 statistical possibilities that we have to accept if we believe in statistics at all. That it is possible for 100% to get 0%, and that it is possible for 100% to get 100%. They are infinitesimally small statistical probabilities, but they are probabilities all the same. If 100% of the children get 100% of the points, where do you put them?
Well, it depends on who your parents are.
Kevin,
No,
Kevin,
that's
you
not
can't joke about this.
I'm not joking about
Where
that.
do
That's
you
just
put
like-
them? You will be putting some 100%ers in St. Joseph Convent, and you'll be putting some 100%ers in Mokorapo. How will you decide who? Will you do a lottery, or will you do straight hair, light skin? And I'm asking that question because, Robert, and you see,
It's a very important question.
and Robert, I want to take the House Negro conversation as far as I could, because until the people who are the snapshot of the lowest rung of society and the snapshot of the highest rung of society is reflective of the actual society, we on bullshit. We on games. In Trinidad and Tobago, we on games.
I think one
We
of the
fooling
things-
one
I
another.
think one of
I
the
came
things-
out of school with a little boy who was a failure at every level, and he went on to become, at that level, a director of a company trading on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange. And I went to learn how to install burglar alarms with Fox the Freitas at Rich Bear Limited. And I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. It is not that I resent anybody the privilege, but I think that in a nation that we could spend $5 billion a year on education, we should be doing better. We should be doing a lot better. Robert, if Mokorapo Junior Secondary was given to Fatima College,
What would happen?
if it was given, if we tell them, break down the wall behind the field,
Make it a bigger school.
Fatima Mokorapo is now, all of it is Fatima. You've gotten all the teachers, all the children, all the real estate.
I can tell you what happened.
What will happen?
Immediately Fatima going down the
That
drain.
is not true.
Down the drain.
Not true. They will hold their prestige status. They will hold their prestige status. They will qualify for more financial subventions. They will get a larger portion of the 20% at the end of the common
That
entrance.
sounds like a dream.
It may sound like a dream, but
Why
it is a
says more reality?
nightmare. No, it is a nightmare. You cannot have a system that is so skewed against the majority of the children.
The important thing is that the education system is not working, whether we like it or not. Somebody
Say
put
that
up
again.
the
You
education
have to say that
system
again.
is
You
not
have to say that again because, Robert,
The reality is, I saw some posts after some people got their children placed. One person ended up having their child placed in Blanchichez.
Where they living?
And they live in Lavantin. And the person is very abusive in the article on Facebook, using foul language. And she's going to deal with them tomorrow.
You know why she have to talk like that? Because she feels powerless. Because she knows she's going to a Ministry of Education that is led by a clown, that is populated by public servants who are faceless, heartless, cold, who are looking at just fit children where you could fit them after you deal with the 1%.
Well,
and Robert, that is wrong.
No, well again, you know, we have to say that accepting the wrong is one thing. I mean, the solutions have already been suggested. The big question is whether or not the government of the day, the minister that is responsible, and those who are taking the role of trying to guide the nation's youth, have they looked at the expressive positives out of the world?
I want to ask
we talk about the Finland
model. But Robert, the Finland model says exactly what Albert Einstein said decades ago, that if you judge all animals by their ability to climb a tree, fish will continue to think themselves stupid. Because a fish can't climb a tree. You can't judge all animals by their ability to climb a tree. If you judge all animals by their ability to hold their breath underwater, fish win. So how you skew it. Imagine an education model where all schools are prestige schools. Imagine an education model where your children could have go to school from the age of 5 to 15 and you would have known the same principal and vice principal and teachers for the duration of their academic career.
Let's spend another 5 minutes on asking a question around that. We have an established education system in Trinidad and Tobago that I am saying, from where I sit, is not working. The results of this particular education...
That is not enough to say.
No, okay, but hold on. I'm building the blocks. We have a situation where entrenched in the minds of people already is that there is a difference between a prestige school and a normal school. Stretch that. Yeah.
Poor people stupid. Black people, color people can't be as bright as light-skinned people and straight-hair people because the disproportion and to the people who may be pink-skinned like me and brighter and white lighter who take umbrage to this point because I had to talk to some very good friends of mine on my post about Fatima and Mokorapo. I said, well, I'm missing the point and you're coming dangerously close to racism and elitism.
You know that's the same thing that's about you,
They could see that that's the last play the PNM have. If I was black, PNM couldn't say a single word about me. The only play they have, Kevin, if I was black, I'd be in the PNM.
They're recruiting.
Where I put one day my car park up around the savannah, I running around the savannah and I reach back by my car to see a Rasta man in a suit and a tie.
You're running from something?
No, I was exercising on the savannah. Right. And I see a Rasta man in a suit and tie stand up by my car. Mr. Alexander. That's how he's talking. That I was waiting. I saw your car. I saw you run. And I thought, you know, maybe I should join him in his jaunty run. This is how the man talks.
Jaunty run.
He sounds more white and English than anybody I know. Fitzgerald Hines is a different kind of animal to everybody else. I was considering joining you, you know. I was considering coming along and taking a run with you. But then I thought maybe he needed some time to himself. So I will wait on you here. And I'm waiting on you here to tell you, Mr. Alexander, your clear attributes, you belong among your brethren in the PNM. And I'm here to open a door for you. I am here to open that door. Open the phone lines and tell Fitzgerald Hines to call in and deny that. Ask him call and deny that, because what hurts the PNM more than anything else, when they send David Abdullah to my office to ask me to join the wrong table, it was not the wrong table, but I end up on it. But when they sent him there, Robert, it was the intention was the round table was a segue into the PNM, you know, that you were supposed to, all right, we comfortable, we could get along, let me go forward together. That was the plan. But Robert, bring it back to your point, because we need to stay focused on this, because we have to ask, if the people of Fatima College take this to its ultimate extreme, do not understand that they also have a responsibility to the people of Mokorapo Junior Secondary. Because if Mokorapo Junior Secondary does not have a good quality of life, and they grow up to only have crime as a choice, who they're robbing? Not the successful people across the street.
I think you have a point there. I mean, I'm not...
I read an amalgamated security ad this morning on Facebook, and I wanted to laugh. Do not wait for the perfect job. The perfect job is here. The perfect job is a security guard. They scored a security guard in Trinidad, a bandit with a badge. We have a broken society where you are taking 19,000 children at the end of every SCA exam and training them to punch cash register, to sell fast food, and twirl batter watching people warehouse. That is not how you run a country. I watched a video last night. The current CEO of Apple, he said when they talk about us taking jobs to China, and they pretend that China is low wages, monkeys sticking peg, stick peg, stick peg. He said China's wages are actually on par and sometimes higher than America. He said the difference is the tolerances of the tools required to build Apple products have no margin for error.
Yeah, started looking at that.
He said if I call a meeting of tool engineers in America, I could probably fill a room. He said I call that same meeting in China, I could fill 4 stadiums.
Yeah, the difference again is population.
Yeah, but not just population size. What you pay attention to. Look at India. India and their information technology now. I don't think the rest of the world could catch them. All the patterns for curved screen TVs and touch screen and all of that, Bluetooth, wireless, all of that resides in India, a country that 30 years ago they were calling the call center of the world. When you call Lotus 123 or Word or Microsoft for support,
hello, can I help you?
it answered in India. Yeah, remember that? And people said laugh and joke. It was a funny thing.
Yeah.
But while that was going on,
they were building capacity.
While they were building capacity,
but again,
that's properly said.
We come back to leadership.
Where is our vision of the people for Trinidad?
Vision.
Where's the people? What are we trying to make our people into?
The vision is to send them to school.
Eric,
let them get 5 years in the
and then what?
Elementary.
And
carry them into secondary. Let them get 5 years there. And whoever find a way that could get out there and go to the university.
Send them away under the university, sort them out. Look at how the Americans and the Chinese and even the Russians treat their sports.
That's a big thing.
A child born, they measure you, you know.
Yeah.
They measure your hamstring. A child's hamstring at birth could determine if you want to slipstream them into sports, you know.
I can't believe that's wild.
I know the Russians and the Chinese have a very early developmental program. They don't wait until they get to 10 before they start to stretch you. At 2.5 and 3, you're rolling all on the mat.
There are families whose baby girls are born, and from the moment the children's feet ain't touch the ground yet, they're massaging the children's feet to get them ready for the ballet.
Are you telling me that
to get them into the ballet?
Are you telling me they're treating it like the animals, the Japanese massage and feed with beer?
No, but I saw that too. But you saw the Japanese culture in the World Cup. After they lost and they lie down on the field and they cry, they cleaned the stadium.
Yeah, they did.
Robert,
They
they walked with garbage bags. And they cleaned up the stadium. When they cleaned up the locker room that the Japanese team was in, they left a thank you note. That is culture.
Cultural development.
But Robert, you have to have a vision for people. You don't get their pelt in a stone. When Eric Williams said Masade done, what he meant? Okay.
He meant stop working.
Nope. Masade done. We ain't serving no alcohol, no lunch. We are coming and make up your bed. Cool. Yeah. No problem, boss man.
But what was the plan?
What was the plan?
Yeah.
What you replace it with?
Yeah.
What did you replace it? What was the visionary people? Send everybody down in the oil field.
They replaced it with dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And CPEP constantly endeavoring to paint everything possible. That's what CPEP stand for.
Right.
When you drive down the road, there's white stone and white trees. No, but Robert, you have to ask this question because this is critical and important. They have used education and information through a corrupt media to keep the people of Trinidad and Tobago down. Trinidadians and Tobagonians do not use critical thinking the way critical thinking is used in the developed world.
It is not going to be an overnight change.
No,
I mean, we
cannot
have a society that has been
broken by design, deliberately. When he said Masade done, Robert, and he had good, but you know what? He could have said that, and I could have respected him if Masade done meant I am going to make the people of this country leaders in the world. But you didn't do that. You made them slaves to the neo-colonialists. You made them the new hewers of water and what? Hewers of wood and drawers of water. That's what you did. You re-enslaved them to a different master.
Alexander.
And I want to invite Fitzgerald Hines to weigh in on this conversation with his particular brand of sartorial eloquence. Fitzgerald, 628-2555 and 628-3131. Call us here at 104.7 and add your piece to this, because I would like to know from you or the self-avowed blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, to tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because Keith Rowley has been in the PNM for 32 years now, and I want him to tell Trinidad and Tobago what was the PNM's plan for the people of this country, because we have a plan. Morva, Beetham, Laventille and Silots could be the starting point for the growth and the change in Trinidad and Tobago, where those people are given hope and opportunity and a chance at a real life and to maximize their potential.
I see on CNN they're talking about the bull race is to create rain. Not bull race. I don't know which part, I missed it. But anyhow, education is a point
critical.
that has to be looked upon.
But Robert, it's critical to the development of the nation.
If it is one area that we really need to get right fast, is the education system of the country. I mean, a young lady was here this morning in a rival political party to you and to the PNM, talked about a school, Belmont Boys, I think she said, finished 2 years now and not open.
Robert, she was sitting down in a studio speaking to you. If she had turned left, she would have seen a school that is one of the oldest schools in Trinidad. It has been a school before Trinidad existed, before we had independence. That school was under construction since 2013. It stopped dead. It's next door to AA Lakis, and I want to know if somebody have a plan for the property, like the plan that was invented for St. Michael's School for Boys, where they shut down the school and sell it to a 1%er. I want to know if the corner of Polkaroo and Tragrit Road has already been earmarked and they want people to forget that that used to be a school.
I don't think in this case that would happen, because this is not a government-led school. This is the Presbyterian board, and that won't happen.
It is sell.
No,
they sell the oldest church in Trinidad, the Greyfriar Church, and make it a car park. Money does talk and bullshit does walk in this country.
Well, I suppose you're right, but I don't think
it's a car park until we forget.
But we don't forget long time.
We forget about
I told Trinidadians when Gary Aboud was protesting the movement of the mangrove swamp, and he was saying we were going to decimate the hairy blue crab, I told Trinidad and Tobago, Gary's correct. We will support him. But if it gets in the way of us eating our food or our entertainment, we will pave the road with the shells of the hairy blue crab. Yeah. We hypocrites like that.
Well, I don't dispute that, and it means to say that, as I said, we want to bring this first part of the discussion to a close. I think people outside there should accept the fact that the education system in Trinidad is not working. We need to see, again, one of the problems is that both the opposition and the government
failed continuously.
The opposition should take the historical information during their period of time when they were there, take the period of time they inherited, and take this period of time that we are looking at and look and see in a scale what is happening. I went up on the internet the other day because I was recommended to go and find a site that talked about honesty. And I printed the document. It's a voluminous document. But it is about trust. The biggest problem in the world today is people, citizens, human beings no longer trust the people who are in charge. And believe it or not, the country that has the highest level of trust today is China. People trust China more than America. It is unbelievable.
You see, if I can weigh in on that, it's not. It's because the people are closely included in the conversation as where we, as a nation, are going. In Trinidad and Tobago, they've given us African and Indian politics to hold. They tell us that is a war with no end. Indian people were told, African coming to doglarize your girl Charan. And it's that kind of madness dominates the conversation. They pretend that when they talk base, who is your base? Progressive Empowerment Party, what is all your base? Because the PNM base is the Afro-Trinidadian and the UNC base is the Indo-Trinidadian.
So you're only 1%.
How, you know, as funny as that is, no, a man say we the Red Man Party. But how is it?
Kevin, you're welcome.
Well, Kevin is more than welcome. Kevin is a guest of honor.
I am a Red Man.
Robert, how is it possible How is it possible that in 2018, this entire nation could tolerate that our politics is determined by race?
Well,
How could you tolerate that?
Continue to say race, and I tried
Oh,
to
well,
tell you
stop talking ethnic and tribal and all of that.
Ethnicity is not race.
David Rudder said, how we vote
It's
is not how we party.
Correct.
And that was the greatest insult ever told to the people. Not that he was trying to insult us, you know,
No,
but the
it's
truth
the
of the statement,
It's the
how we
truth.
vote is not how we party. And that is madness.
We don't vote racially, we vote ethnically. I mean, I want you as the leader of the PAP to
Kevin saying his party ethnically. He lie. I party upstairs, Chin Fat Bakery in Laventille already with Dr. Hyde and Star Child. I don't know about you. And I show up we used to storm Indian wedding.
27 minutes before the golden hour of 12 o'clock when we'll shift gears to the afternoon. That time check comes to the Kaiser's here, Rodney's supermarket. Look out for the one and only Nigel Snipes and Selector Kern as they bring some fun and flavor to the afternoon. And remember, August the 4th, the place to be, Gravity Car Park, the baddest summer retro cooler party in the nation. It's our anniversary also, so we hope that we see you there.
Whose
Tickets
anniversary?
are available.
Wonderful. This is your party?
Yes.
I come in?
You had to come.
I come in.
I
I know my comms organized. You don't sell me nothing, eh?
No, I don't sell him already.
This is
He
comms.
does-
He done
get
put-
20 he done
he
get
done
20
put-
ticket already.
That's what I have.
Already.
Yes,
That's what I have.
He say he want cups, he put it already, he want cups.
No, I-
When you know the people in charge, that's how the corruption starts, you know.
Kevin.
When you know the people at the top. I know Kevin.
I didn't hear comps, you know, I hear cops.
I know Kevin. I come into that party and I bring in the crew.
We want to change the gears a little bit. I mean, I think we
Yes,
have
sir.
labored on this education.
Could I just ask you one thing?
Before you ask me that, again, I want to emphasize to all of you young people outside here, do not be misguided and do not be disappointed because you did not get the choice, the first choice, the prestige school choice. Prestige schools really in the mix at this particular time is a fantasy. You control your destiny.
This is the age of information.
This is the age of information. You can be the scientist, you could be the
Tell
doctor,
them,
you could be
tell them,
anything
in
you
the
want to be.
smartphone in their hands, they have more information available to them than anybody in history,
Happy
history of
days.
this world. No scientist, no doctor, nobody who has invented anything, no Bill Gates, no Steve Jobs, had access to the information the average person has in their hand at any given
And
time.
the fundamental thing you have to understand, young people, is you've got to understand how to use
Have a vision for
information.
yourself and for your life.
You understand?
If you know where you're trying to go, you could get there.
You will get there once you know where you're going, you know. Trying to get to San Fernando without understanding where you're going, you will not arrive. But if you know you're going to San Fernando and you plan out your business, you will arrive on time, you'll achieve your objective and you'll return.
Somebody had asked a fella playing a trumpet on the road in New York City how to get to Carnegie Hall. He said, one step at a time. Just make sure you're facing Carnegie. And that's the point.
It's a good point.
That's the point. You go into, because he was making the point that you had to practice and you had to be. But as I was raising ads just now, and I want to ask you a question, Robert Amar, do you know how to hang jacks?
Of course.
Saturday gone, a massacre Tree Jackson. We had to climb up on the table to hang one of them, you know. Because the man sitting on there pelting all, you was there? Man pelting out all kind of cards, trying to wait. I'm just telling you. That third jack,
You had a fixed pack.
that fixed pack,
You had
it
a
was
fixed
missing the third clubs. We had to make up third clubs with the Joker. But we will have fresh.
I told you it was a fixed pack.
We will have. Robert, what the third clubs could do?
It
But
can't
watch
do
me.
nothing.
Watch me.
The third clubs
The
is
third
there.
clubs is missing. Watch me.
It
That
will give you low to win the game.
Robert,
Remember,
that-
it's high,
that third
low,
jack.
and jack game.
Watch me now. That third jack,
Uh.
people gather wrong when they realize that the man sit down holding that jack and he don't know how to come out. You know when you after you have 12 cards in your hand, you come down to 4.
Way.
And you ain't know how to come out and you're winning all kind of 10 and you're making style, no problem. But you're 80 for game, you don't win. Say now waiting on the jack. Waiting on the jack. Last card, last play. That is the sweetest jack to
No, I
have.
think
boy.
that is a pastime of Trinidad and Tobago that we have lost. I see that, you know, one of the institutions that support the type of entertainment is putting programs together for all fours competitions.
This Saturday, we have one in Barataria. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
We can't play on the same team. Bring Kevin. I want to take your jack.
Let me tell you something. Kevin can play well.
Kevin,
Kevin, no, not all food.
He too
All
red-
food,
he too
all
red.
road, all roads.
All roads. You could play all fours.
That's been a while.
It's been a while.
All
You know who I end up with as my partner? God Christopher. We have 3 jacks. Listen, this Saturday at Belmont and Barataria, they call it the Oval in Barataria. We're having a family day. It's free. Everybody invited. All fours competition. And anybody who come who ain't dead badly wounded, I just taking jacks. I say, all they playing all fours, I playing hand jack.
You playing hand,
Come out Saturday.
All right, people, let's pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to change gears and talk a little bit about the police, because I think we have a serious situation facing Trinidad and Tobago. And while the Honorable Prime Minister would have spoken about the issue very eloquently, about he didn't like this and this was a botched issue, and Fitzgerald Hines, who tabled the document, gave all the issues of why the commissioner shouldn't be appointed because they broke the rule. We now have a situation that seems as if they want to break the rule. So we'll be back.
Breaking their own rule.
We'll be back.
They have their people in mind. Man willing to make sure the results of Emailgate never get any pressure to the DPP. He knows how to keep his mouth shut. He's a team player. They need the team player.
I have information from Gary Griffith. Last time I called Gary 11 o'clock. I said you was the front runner for the commissioner police post. What happened?
He's not a team player. He would want to come.
You want a team player as your commissioner police?
He wants to solve crime.
But that's what he
They
should do.
can't have him.
Like the commissioner work.
Don't-
We need a commissioner of police to lock up ministers
They want somebody
and people who
who
misbehave in public office.
who handle
1%ers to say, oh God, we used to party together in 51. What's going on? Them. To bring them to justice. Man going 51 degrees and booking 5 bottles of champagne, $2,000 bottle and thing. All they owned was a backhoe. Miss me with that.
Serious problem. Serious problem. So why don't we come back with Philip?
You want to do an interview, Gary? I'm calling him now.
No, we can't interview him. It would make no sense.
He said he keeping quiet no, but he had some points to raise. Gary had some good points to raise about Harold Phillip.
But there was
Dulal Chan asking how somebody who not in the running get in. But they asked the same thing about Dulal Chan, because Dulal Chan never applied for commissioner, he applied for deputy or assistant commissioner. So the entire system that KPMG did was flawed.
You know, I keep telling people though, Philip, at the end the results will remain the same. Because automatically, whoever was first is first.
Gary was first.
Yeah, well, if Gary was first, then that's the man who should get the job.
Gary was head and shoulders above the rest. But Rowley and Faris frayed him. They know they just take him with the little 1%ers and trotters and buy him little drinks and thing and feel they have him on a leash. The minute you actually make somebody commissioner of police, game change.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you. And that is where we really...
You can't fire him, so you know. You can't fire him after you make him.
No.
Keeping them assistant commissioner of police, you can revoke.
Yeah.
But once you appoint somebody a commissioner,
Until he retires.
he is the commissioner.
Follow the constitution, he's there.
Light it up when you
We
come.
just say to all of you on Facebook outside there, thanks very much for the support. We see people are moving in and out, moving in and out. We can't stop you from moving in and out. But what we'd like to do is keep you there.
Sometimes it is the internet connection. Sometimes it is the actual internet stream you just get bumped off.
It's true.
So when you see they coming back, it's because they get bumped off and they come back. Even our internet in Trinidad and Tobago is crap. You don't get way pay for it.
We don't. Somebody Beryl Asher said make that person the Minister of National Security.
Which person?
Somebody named Beryl B-E-R-Y-L Asher. Saying to you make her the commissioner.
Make her, she want to be commissioner. You tell her come. Can't do worse than Dylan. You listen to 104.7. Bring your tail and come with your jack now. Anyway, take a little call in, man. Just rain on this issue now. I could use the information you gave me last night.
All right, people, we are back. As we change gears, we're going to be talking about the police service coming out of that letter that was sent from the President's office, which indicated that Harold Phillip was the next person in line to become the Commissioner of Police and has been so endorsed by the Police Service Commission. Those of you who are following in the footsteps of the Parliament would know that inside of there, Ganga Singh walked out of the Parliament in frustration when I think Camille Robinson-Regis had made some comment, and it indicated as if though she wasn't going to bring the process in accordance with the Constitution, which once the President affirms that this is the person, it's supposed to get into the Parliament for discussion or debate. It seems as though there is now a retrospective view on Camille Robinson-Regis' point, where I think on Tuesday coming, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be tabled for discussion. Remember, we come into the parliamentary lockdown period, if you want to call it that, the summer vacation, if we call it that. Everybody is going on holiday.
To visit their loved ones, their numbered bank accounts in foreign countries.
And we have a situation where on the reverse side of that, the judiciary is saying that they're going to be working for the holidays.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's a good sign. I don't know if it is the Chief Justice's, what should I call it, action, reaction, or consideration, so to speak, for doing something that is in the best interest of the country.
Who made that decision?
I think it was the judicial service.
Because the Chief Justice on vacation till the rest of his life.
He's still in
He's on
Fairyland.
vacation for the rest of his life.
Fairyland.
Well, I mean,
Where?
yes, he could very well
Where?
be.
Fairyland.
Fairyland.
Fairyland
Because
is a
of
place?
you started this Fairyland.
Listen, I want to ask you something here. I want to ask you something. You raise a point. If we spent millions of dollars at KPMG for a system, what happened to that money if we throw that out the window? If the Police Service Commission is not using the recommendation of the system that the Parliament and the government agreed to, was it all just bullshit, Robert?
Well, it seems to me that it is bullshit, because to be honest with you, to spend $3-point-something million to go through a process and then
Waste everybody time.
kind of flippantly now
Waste
just-
everybody
yeah.
time.
I find it is unbecoming of the politician. You know, it's like what is happening with the gas to liquids project that they're talking about right now. I am so perturbed. I've written the Prime Minister a letter
They talk about it how?
talking about reintroducing it and
Again?
Yeah.
But that is failed technology
Yeah,
worldwide.
but they're giving it to Nikon.
Again?
Nikon.
So what happened to the billions that Malcolm Jones spent that we lost?
Well,
That the UNC sell for 25 million as buying what? Old battery buying?
35 million.
Scrap iron?
35 million.
35 million old battery and scrap iron
Well, I
that
mean-
Malcolm Jones paid $6 billion for?
Well, again, Philip, I mean, the Minister of Energy is...
No man, Robert, they're pushing people over the edge. I want to ask you
This
this.
is what I told the Prime Minister. Where is the empirical data? I
To
don't
say, if it
understand-
failed before, how could you go back now?
Yeah, and that don't make sense to me. But at the end of the day, I'm not the Prime Minister. You are not the Prime Minister.
You are the Prime Minister, Robert. Kevin is. I am. Y'all don't understand that 1.4 million people control that office. That Kid Rowley don't get to do what the hell he want.
Well, the bottom line
Wake
is
the people up.
the people are... as I said-
$6,000 million was stolen by Malcolm Jones and his cohorts with a failed gas to liquids. When you read the documentation, the company that they were buying it from said, this is untested technology.
Yeah. And this is where I am in a serious problem with the Prime Minister of
This
this
is
country today.
untested
The Prime Minister of the
technology.
country today is going forward because the cabinet gave Franklin Candy-Olcott to make a statement in Parliament. But put aside that for now.
Stick
That's
that
a
pin.
separate story.
Stick
that
a pin there.
Let's deal with the more important.
Okay, but the Police Service Commission,
Yeah.
this week, Maradona say England get away with underhanded play in the World Cup. And people laughing at Maradona because he is the man with the hand of God
Yeah.
against England.
Correct.
So it comes down to moral authority, right?
Okay.
I make the case for moral authority. Dulal Chan, who is the man that get bumped above Gary Griffith
Yeah.
and got the nod from the UNC, is asking how Harold Phillip comes to be the nominee. He is right as a citizen. He might even be right as a police officer, maybe even as a contender. But Dulal Chan don't have the moral authority because they did the same thing to him. He wasn't on the approved list recommended for commissioner, and he was bumped. So was the entire system Robert Amar set up and designed to fool the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to make it appear as if it were transparent and real?
Well, I don't know whether we could say whether it was fool the people. I can't imagine an organization like KPMG wanted to fool anybody.
They did a job. They
Correct.
were the technocrats.
That is the point.
You take all the people, and you see, the politicians agreed on a system.
But factor in something inside
The politicians agreed on a system.
Factor in something in there, Philip. What had happened? The whole big issue of this is the issue that the Police Service Commission got advice that they had to own the process.
Beyond the process?
No, own the process.
Outside of the political process.
Outside the political process.
What constitutes the Police Service Commission?
6 appointed people or 5
appointed by who? Recommended by who? You see, this is correct. So you see,
left hand, right hand.
Left hand, right hand. Left pocket, right pocket, as you used to say. The truth of the matter is this. All of these stunting games that are taking place is to give the media something to tell the people, to fool the people into believing that I appoint John to appoint Mary, so Mary could appoint Charlie because I want Charlie in the job.
Yeah.
It's like a scrap the Superfast Glacier, blame the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, shut down the Port Authority, fire the board that I hire.
And then say the
process, and I go in and do the process myself.
Then say the process. What he said was the process was what?
It was flawed.
It was flawed. No, he said it had he didn't say dishonesty.
Robert, somebody had said this was a contractocracy where contractors make all the money. Somebody else said no, it is a kleptocracy where thieving runs the country. I want to tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago is a bullshitocracy. That's what Trinidad is. Trinidad is a bullshitocracy, and I want you to understand now. The end of the bull, the gobar, that is all we get. We don't get the front of the bull. We get the back.
Well, the buffalo is so gone, so we go get it.
Robert, how could you say that the politicians that appoint the Police Service Commission also appoints the process by which and spend the money to KPMG by which we are going to arrive and deduce who is the best person for the job? The Police Service Commission were in the loop on that, and they were supposed to rubber stamp what they didn't expect. Because call Wayne Meister, call the rest of them, you know, interview them, because you will find out some of the questions. You know, when people put out a tender, and I wanted to say there are scene in Sesame Street where Ernie and Bert agree to pack away all the toys, and Ernie say, okay, here what? I'll pack away all the toys with wheels, all the red toys, all the toys with ladders, and all the fire trucks. And there was only one. So
yeah, I remember that.
There was only one. Only one toy had wheels. Only one toy was red. Only one toy had ladders, and only one was a fire truck. So he put away one toy. And they do that. They skew the thing. And they skew those questions. Gary was supposed to lose. They didn't want him to win, you know. Because both the PNM and the UNC understand that boy, Gary Griffith. You see, when he resigned from the Congress of the People and stepped out of the UNC while remaining Minister of National Security, it frightened them. Because they realized he didn't want political considerations to affect his judgment. And as Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, if I had to roll the dice 50-50, and I tell Gary to his face and publicly, Gary, the only reason I could ever stand against you as Commissioner of Police is the amount of political friends you have. But if I roll that dice 50-50, I still feel Gary's the best man for the job. Because if anybody have a point to prove of his ability, it's Gary. Game that. Game that. They say he's talk too much and he arrogant. But you know what he's arrogant about? His ability. The boy know his stuff. I think if you make Gary Griffith Commissioner of Police in Trinidad and Tobago, plenty bandit go be on the run.
I won't doubt that. I think he has proven himself to be a person of justified means. He has stood the center line. He has not picked sides.
He is not like
he has operated, you know, in the environment. I want to bring a solution and solve the problem.
He was the man who tackled the gangs. He took the PNM and the UNC funding of criminal gangs off the table. He is the person who let us know then, before Venezuela collapsed, in 2014, we had 110,000 illegal aliens. Before Gary, we didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
We didn't know that.
And still we don't have no action plan. But put a pin on that again. And let's come back to this whole situation of disappointment We know for a fact that he's not going to be appointed. It's just going to go through the process. But the question is, why are we wasting all of this time? Especially when we are saying that for 5 years or thereabout, there has been no commissioner. So are we, in your estimation, Philip, when you look through your own goggles, what are you seeing? Are you seeing that another delaying process? Are you seeing a political
But of course,
involvement?
Harold Phillips will stumble and fall before being made Commissioner of Police because of the amount of allegations hanging over Harold Phillips's head.
But there's not only allegation, there's a judge who made a very fundamental statement.
Okay, so it's telling, I don't want to go down the road that they're going down because there are people who are paid to do this. It is their job to safeguard the democracy. But again, Robert, the scores from KPMG, publish the scores. Publish the scores. Show Trinidad and Tobago the lengths that we will go to make a mockery of this democracy. You took $4 million. If you knew you was wasting it, Christ, don't use it.
Yeah.
You could have spent that money to fix flooding. Belmont Pigot's Corner, that's Stuart Young going and do Zumba this Saturday. They could have used that.
Zumba.
They bring in Zumba.
Yeah.
Stuart Young and his friends going to do Zumba classes Saturday for election. They run out of things to do. Come and see.
I'm going to definitely have to look.
You
and
have
see.
to bring your leggings. Stuart is coming in his leotards.
Faris will be there, I think.
Faris has put out videos all the time. Robert, this is a stunter, poser, pretender
You saw the
party.
Video, you saw the video run on with Ian Allen?
Oh
No,
my
what's that?
God.
Dancing in the high heel shoes?
No, I don't want
Well,
to see those things.
I don't know if it's him. That's unfortunate.
Some things you can't
If it's
unsee.
just a man with the same kind of glasses on, well,
Some things you can't
Right,
unsee.
we have
Stick
no
a pin
solution.
and come back.
We have no solution for the police, so...
No, you do, you know. You do.
What is the
I'm going to
solution?
tell you this.
Yeah.
Let's take 100,000 people outside the parliament and tell them, stop the bullshit now.
No, but the 100,000
Fire yourself. If the 41 of you, Robert Amar,
Real, we need 100,000 people.
the parliament has the authority to write the law.
But the
Who does the
problem-
constitution vest the authority to write the law to appoint a commissioner?
No,
Who?
I agree.
The 41 of them.
Yes.
Robert, the 41 of them could sit down in the parliament today and in 2 hours copy and paste a law from any Commonwealth
We
nation.
know very well they can do that, especially coming after Section 34. So
Exactly. But exactly. But you make the point.
It's the same thing I asked the
They
minister.
know how to do what to do when they have to do
I
it.
asked the minister the other day when I saw them going to change this number plate to rotational numbers and give any number, and I said to him, well, this has to be a crazy decision. He said he spoke with all of the members of the
stakeholders.
licensing
Stakeholders.
and they all agreed.
They agree because
It's a great idea.
if I appoint you and you don't agree with me,
Here's the rationale. Special numbers, and I suppose your vehicle is a special number.
I do not have a special
You
number.
do, which number?
I think it's 2567. How special that could be?
Okay, no, that is special. It's not like me.
What's yours?
104%.
Because you see, it's a 1%.
I belong to the 1%.
It's a difference.
Wait, you want me to lie to you?
It's a 1%. All I have privilege. That's why all your children have to go international school. You don't come and stand on the people radio.
Anyhow, the thing about it is, did you see the video going on with the woman with the bed sores?
I don't know, but it sounds awful.
I sent that video to every media house. One person responded, a lady from 95.5. I think her name is
Sharon Fafa. Sharon Fafa. She is very,
All right?
very good at
And
that.
she asked me if I had the source. Now, I don't have the source, but it came by WhatsApp.
But you know if it's a Trinidad video?
Yeah, it's a trend video.
But Robert, you're raising it. Look at in Belmont. You saw when we were in Belmont and Charmaine Sahadio came, the girl covered in the tumors. You know, 2 doctors after that, 2 doctors stood up and took her case and is managing her case. We have good people in this country, you know.
Yeah. The thing is, we don't have them, we really do know them.
But when you
What
send it to the
we
media,
give
yeah, you send it to the media, you expect that the media will put it on blast.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Have we lost our soul?
Based on the newspaper report the other day, which said that Kamala bows or whatever, I would say yes, boy, because
I think we lost our
in the issue dealing with this, what they call it, the terrorist act. I don't think that the opposition bowed at all. I think the opposition got the government to do the things that were necessary in order to prevent any
You trying to give credit to a parliament, I think, long gone rogue. I do not respect a parliament where the Speaker of the House is granting leave to a member of the House absent since September last year without a sick leave or a fit for work certificate. We're on kicks, we're on joke, we're playing the fool, Robert, we're playing the fool. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have to demand better. We have to demand better. We deserve better.
Well, with that said, we have to wind up for today. We're gonna be back on Monday, same time, same place. Kevin is going to be bringing some more information for you on that list that is outstanding, because there are quite a few things that
what is the list?
I think is missing.
List of things that have gone wrong?
No, things that they're supposed to...
Keep making that list. Don't stop. Let them stop saying we're a 9-day people. Robert, I would like to thank you again every week, Robert, Kevin, NP, the Freitas, and all the loyal listeners to 104.7 and all of the people who follow us on social media. This Saturday, we have a Family Day. The Progressive Empowerment Party have a Family Day and an all-force competition. It is open to the entire nation. It is free of charge, and it is in Barataria. Come down from about 11 o'clock noon and have the time of your life. Come and see me hang Robert Amaro Jack. Watch me and the pack. He will open a brand new pack, because you see, he don't start to talk.
Own cards when you come.
Oh God, you hear him? He don't start. Bring your cards. Come with your cards.
You know these politicians.
Boy, we will take that Jack and string it.
All right, people. Until Monday. Up next is the news.
Stay safe.
Enjoy your weekend.